Hi, thank you so much for coming in so early. We'll start the session only at 3 p.m., all right? So just hang out a while while we wait for more people to stream in, okay? All right, thank you. Hi, good afternoon and welcome to NTUC LearningHub webinar series. Today's topic, we're going to have visualizing dashboards in data analytics with Power BI. Thank you for coming in, okay? All right, you can see on my screen. For the speaker introduction, we have a very special speaker. His name is Mr. Ravi. Mr. Ravi has been with LHub for many years. I'll just leave the introduction to him, okay, without spoiling anything. He's going to talk to you about how to use creating data visualization using Microsoft Power BI. All right, I shall pass the time over to Mr. Ravi. Ravi, could you take the honors?
Okay, yeah. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Ravi Muthupalani. You'll see the name later in my slide. Okay, later I'll share the screen. Okay, basically I've been involved in training on databases, or specifically Oracle databases, both for Oracle University and LearningHub for almost 7 to 8 years. Okay, and I've been doing this Power BI training, and there are 3 variants of it for the past 2 years. Okay, since COVID period. Okay, it's quite a very popular course, and the attendees range from non-IT savvy to advanced IT users. Okay, so when I do the presentation, you will webinar, you will understand why I said the word non-savvy to advanced. The reason is that this tool can be used by end user as well as admin users. Okay, I'll cover that later. Okay, yeah, Edmund, you want to carry on with the remaining things or later?
Later.
Oh, later. Then I share the screen.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now you should be able to see my screen. Okay, this webinar is about visualizing dashboards with data analytics in Power BI. Okay, my name is Ravi Muthupalani. I am the speaker for this session. Okay. First, I give you an overview of Power BI, what this Power BI is, how it is currently used in the market, and what are the capabilities, and whether you can use it at the enterprise level confidently. All those information, step by step. Okay. Power BI is one of the component of Microsoft Power Platform. Okay, as you know, Microsoft Power Platform has many components, about 4 or 5 components, and one of them, the core one, is the Microsoft Power BI. So Power BI is a data visualization tool. If you have used Excel, you would have used the charting feature of the Excel. Okay, so we'll see how this Power BI is different from the Excel charts. Okay, so basically this Power BI bridges the gap between data and decision making. For making business decision, you need to analyze the past data and also predict future happenings based on the trends. Okay, past trends. Okay, so this reduces the gap between the data and the decision. Okay. Power BI allows you to create rich interactive reports. As you can see from this screenshot, we have what you call bubble chart, line chart, iconic charts, filters, slicers, all those things. Okay, so we can build rich interactive reports. Why interactive? When you click on one of the chart, the other related charts also varies in the display. So that way you can see what if, we can do a what if analysis also easily with the interactive charts. And you can build multiple, one report can contain multiple visuals. As you can see over here, there are net sales, returns, all those things. There are many things over here, which you can see over this one. Okay. And we'll see later how we are going to draw these type of charts from the standard visuals that are available over here. Can you see the visualization on the right over here? We'll see what this tool is about, all those things in the coming few slides later. Now, just an overview of Power BI. Now, in order to draw the chart, where do you get the data from? You can get from more than 500 different sources. Some of the sources are highlighted over here. You can get the data from file, databases, Power Platform, Azure, all those things, and each of them have different components. Example, you can get it from Access database, SQL Server, PowerPoint folder, or even data folder, all those things, text, CSV files, anything. So if you're not IT savvy, basically you can say you can get it from an Excel file, simple. Okay, if you're not that IT savvy, you can say that, oh, I'm using Excel file. Can I get the data from there and draw visuals? Definitely yes. Okay, over here. Okay. Likewise, you have Access database, you can. If you have Google spreadsheet, yes, you can. Okay, if you have SQL Server database, you can. Okay, you can connect to a data wherever it is. If it is an Excel file, you import into our tool. We'll see what the tool is soon. We will import that data into the tool. And if it is from an Oracle database or SQL Server database, all those things, you can do a direct query, online query on the database. Okay. All this boils down to whether I am allowed to access the data. Yes, again, security comes into play. Those things also factored into this product. Okay. Once you have got the data, what is the data about? You have various tables. Example shown in the slide is the various tables. Let me. Can you see the slide? All these things, purchase, level, account, all those things. These are the different tables. You can link them up. Okay, we call this modeling. You link them up and after that make use of it in drawing the visuals. Okay, data comes from multiple tables into one or more visuals. So that way you can, using this tool, import the data and do modeling, data modeling, and then draw the visuals. Okay. And again, modeling is quite straightforward. In our demo, we'll see how we are going to do the modeling for a simple database. Okay. Then once you have modeled the data, you have imported data, model the data. Now it is available in your Power BI report, Power BI application. So how do you make use of it? You can draw visuals using the data. Here are some of the visuals: bar chart, column chart, line chart, cards, all those things you can make use of. All these things you would have done on single tables in Excel, example, in Excel spreadsheet. Okay, now we are using the same technique over here in the Power BI. So it helps to port your skills. If you already have some skills in Excel, you can put it over easily over here. Okay. Okay. In addition to the visuals, you can draw both standard as well as custom. We'll see what the custom visual is later. We can also use AI-driven analytics, AI, artificial intelligence-driven analytics. That is just by typing the question related to the data, it can produce results. Okay, we'll also see that in the demo. So we can have AI-driven augmented analytics using Power BI. Okay, here's one example. We ask a question. Show total global sales by publisher. In this case, global sales and publisher are sort of a column names in the data in our Power BI report. So using that one, it produces a report. Instead of we drawing the visual, it automatically draws it. Okay. So we can use the intuitive interfaces to draw AI-driven results. Okay. Now we are drawn the visuals, produce them as a report, but all these are good for web-driven or desktop-driven interfaces. What if you are going to see them in the mobile phones, okay, in mobile devices? Again, you can customize these reports for mobile interfaces. Okay, so easy. Again, we'll see a demo of that one later. Okay, so we can create mobile optimized reports for viewers to consume on the go. Okay. So all these are possible with the Power BI, and learning also is quite sort of a straightforward one and not that complex. You just need to focus on the basics and then go into the advanced mode. Okay, where does this Power BI fit in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant? You can see that there are many products, similar products, data visualization products in the market. Okay, out of that, the fourth quadrant, Microsoft Power BI is the leader. Okay, then comes as Tableau and ClickSense in the leaders quadrant. This is a fourth quadrant, so Microsoft still leads it. Okay, Microsoft Power BI is a leader in the data visualization, especially analytics and business intelligence platform. Okay, so this is where the Power BI is placed. So I have just given you the Power BI overview, but still you'll be confused how we are going to generate this report. What is the tool we are going to use? All those information. We are going to see this in a demo. Okay, coming demos. Okay, so in order to understand it better, I take you through a typical workflow. What is this typical workflow? You have a set of data. You want to import them, create the relationship, then draw visuals or charts based on things, and then publish it or share it with the people. So let's take it through. Assuming I have already installed the Power BI desktop component, this is a tool I'm going to use for generating the reports. Okay, so I have to download it and install the Power BI desktop component. First, using that tool application, I generate a new report, example, new report. In that new report, I import the data. In our demo case, we import it from an Excel spreadsheet. I'll show you what the Excel spreadsheet contains and how we are going to import it. Okay, so we can import data either from, as I shown you earlier, either from Excel, text file, or from different sources. There are about 5,000 plus connectors. That is, you can extract data from 5,000 plus sources. That's what is meant by connectors. These are special components for Power BI to interface with them to extract data. Once you have imported data, we edit the relationships. Because data is not just one single table. There could be multiple tables or hundreds of tables. So we make sure the relationship are properly edited. Most likely, it has automatically built the relationship. When it imports it, it builds it. But there are certain situations wherein you may have to build it manually. Okay, so we'll connect the tables logically. Once you have connected, now the data is readily available for us to make use of in the visuals. We create visuals. We can create standard visuals, about 60 plus of them, the standard visuals using the Power BI desktop. In addition to this, there are thousands of custom visuals built by entrepreneurs or companies and then being sold in the app source, Microsoft app source. So we can also make use of the custom visuals to draw the visuals. So we'll be seeing primarily the standard visuals, and if time permitting, we'll also see custom visuals, how to download and use it. Once you have finished all these things, maybe you can take a closer look at these bulleted points. Once you have drawn the visuals, everything is in our desktop. So that has to be shared with others for others to make use of it. So you publish that in the Power BI portal service. What is this portal service? Portal service is an infrastructure provided by Microsoft. You have to subscribe to it. You have to pay a monthly subscription. Okay. You publish this particular report in that portal service and share it. How do you share it? You give permissions to other users, appropriate permission, read permission, write permission, update reports, all those things. Okay, so basically it's a read permission, then you can create additional things, report all those things if you have the right permission. Okay, so it takes care of the security aspect. This Power BI portal service takes care of security aspect. In addition to publishing the report as it is, you can also create dashboards. These are some advanced concepts, so we'll talk about it later if required. Okay, so then once you are published either as a report or as a dashboard, you can share the QR code. Okay, QR code with the people whom you intend to share. Okay, and they can access it by logging into the system, and provided they are the ones authorized to log it, to access the machine. Take a look at this one. This is a typical flow for preparing a Power BI report. Very simple one, simple flow. Okay, now let's see some advanced features of this one. Normally, importing the data is not that straightforward, because especially if you are getting it from big data or from any other databases, they are tuned for the data. I mean, the schema is tuned for the enterprise use, not for your analytical use. You may have to do some fine tuning. So in order to do some refinement of the thing or transformation of the data, they have a very powerful tool called Power Query Editor. So in addition to Power BI desktop, we also have Power Query Editor. This tool allows you to transform the data, extract, transform, and load, ETL, transform the data. Once you have configured the logic in the Power Query Editor, subsequently, any refresh, you don't need to do it. It automatically does the cleaning. It automatically executes the steps. Okay, so that is the power of it. So this is one of a powerful component of the Power BI infrastructure. In addition to Power BI desktop, we need to have the Power Query Editor for editing or transforming data from different sources. Okay, normally in a typical environment, we use or make use of it, but in a small small usage like Excel spreadsheet, we don't use it. But depends on the data cleansing required. Next powerful feature is the DAX, data analysis expression. Again, whatever data you have imported is read only. You can't go and update it. That's a concern normally end users will have. Can I update the database? No, you cannot update either the enterprise data or the data over here that has been imported. Okay, it's just a copy of it, but still you can't update it. But what if you want to create formulas or new columns based on the existing data? Okay, then you use data analysis expression or DAX expression. It's similar to Excel functions. Okay, Excel function is very basic, whereas DAX is very complex. We'll see some of them in our demo. Okay, so this is the next advanced component is the DAX expression. Earlier we've seen we can also create mobile layouts for our reports. Okay, so again, we'll see how to create mobile layouts, mobile-friendly layouts for the reports that we are generating. It's another feature, okay, built into the Power BI desktop. So this is a typical workflow for preparing a report. Okay, it can be simple or complex. Is it okay? Take a look at this. If you want, take a screenshot of this one in case you want to refer to it when I do the demo. It'll be much easier. Okay,
Ravi,
yeah.
Ravi, don't mind, can you minimize your bottom tools? I can see your share. Yeah, correct. Thank you so much.
Okay, fine. Okay. Take a screenshot of this one so that it will be easier for you to visualize how we are progressing in our demo. Okay, give me 2 minutes to prepare it. Okay, so Assuming you have taken a screenshot, I minimize this one. First, I show you the data I have. I'm going to make use of. I have the data in an Excel spreadsheet. I have about 6 tabs, okay? 6 tabs or 6 spreadsheets. First one is the, okay, I make it bigger. I have the customer tab, employees tab, products tab, okay? Give me a minute. Okay, customers, I have about 93 records. Employees, I have about 65. Products, I have about 80. Orders, I have about 20,000. Okay. Then stock is unrefined data. We are going to make you, we'll refine it later using Power Query. We'll see about this one later. For the time being, we focus on the first 4 tables. I minimize it now. Okay, as we have seen, orders contains about 20,000 records. Okay, we call that as a fact table. I mean, data science terminology. Okay, this customers, all these are dimension tables. We have only less number of rows. Dimension has more information about a particular key. Example, customer ID. It has customer name, contact, city, country, division, address, phone, all those information. Employees, they are the sales employees. Okay, employee, last name, first name, team, job title, manager, weekly hours, all those things. All these are columns and data. Products, product ID, then product name, then category of the product, and not all these things. Okay, orders. Orders are just numeric values. Example, order ID, customer ID corresponding to the customers over here, employee corresponding to the employees over here, product ID corresponding to the products over here. Okay, so keep note of this particular data when you import them into the Power BI. Okay, then we have individual records, line entries. Okay, how many of them has been purchased? What is the unit price at the time of purchase? Is there any discount? And when was the order made? All those informations are there. Okay, this is the information we are going to import into our Power BI report. Okay, so I close this report. I close this spreadsheet. Now I have installed the Power BI desktop. Okay, so this is the Power BI desktop interface. So let me take a look at this one. Take a screenshot if you want to. Okay, so that I'll maximize it now to explain the components of the interface. Okay, go back here. This is a toolbar. We have groups of icons depending on the tabs we have chosen. Example, home tab, insert tab, the ribbons will vary, modeling tab, view tabs. We have groups of icons. Okay, so let's go back to the home tab. It has all those things. So top one is a ribbon consisting of groups of icons. Okay, for groups of activities. Then left side, we have 3 tabs. One is a report tab. The other one is the data tab and the model tab. All this become active the moment we import data. Okay, so now I go back here. Now I have to bring all the way to that. On the right side, we see 2 panels currently. We see only 1 panel currently active. I make the other panel also active. So now we have 3 panels, panels. We have 3 panels. One is a filter, visualization, fields. The moment we import the data, we'll have the table name and the fields over here listed here. Then we can draw visuals using the visualization panel. So here you can see the different type of visuals we can make use of. Okay, can you see a stack bar chart, all those things. You can move the cursor across the buttons and you can see the names over there. You can draw all these type of visuals. We call this as standard visuals. In addition to the standard visuals, we can also have custom visuals. We'll see that one later if we have the time. Okay, then For the time being, let's not worry about the filters. I minimize this tab panel. Okay, so as you know, we have 3 panels on the right side, 3 tabs on the left side, and a ribbon at the top. Bottom will be the pages, different pages. This report is currently untitled. Example, untitled because I have not saved it, neither I have imported data into it. So this is an untitled Power BI report having only 1 page of canvas. This is a canvas area, 1 page of canvas. That's all. Okay. So first thing is that, as I have shown you in the typical workflow, we import the data. There are various mechanisms of doing it. And since we know it's importing data from Excel, I click on this one. But before that, I just show you how to import data from other sources. Get data, more. Okay, I make it bigger. Okay, can you see? Now better. I can import all these type of data. MySQL, it is IBM Inform, many more. Okay, all these things. Okay, so that is one way of importing the data. Since I know I'm going to get it from Excel, I just select the Excel. I say connect. Okay, I already pre-configured, so it goes correctly to the directory. Otherwise, you have to navigate to the correct directory to import it. So in this one, I'm going to select sales data multi-tab XLS and I open it. Sorry. Okay, we had seen this Excel file earlier. Is that right? We saw customers, employees, orders, products, stock, and one more table. So I can preview the content of each of these spreadsheets by selecting each of the items. Preview. So if I'm interested to download it, to import it, that's the correct word. To import it, I select them. So in my case, I want everything except the EG table. Okay, so I have selected them. Now I have the option to load it into this report, this untitled report. So I select this untitled report. I say load. It takes a couple of seconds to load it. Okay, it has loaded. So now I can see in the fields panel about 5 tables are listed. Not just that, let's go back to the left side, the 3 tabs, model tab. I minimize this one. So I make it smaller for time being. So I have about 5 tables. 4 of them are linked. We'll come back to the linking soon. And 1 of them is not linked. So what I'll do is that I'll make sure I align them properly. For ease of understanding, I align them properly. I put it like this. I put it like this. These 4 tables are automatically linked. Okay, how it has been linked? The Power BI import feature has the heuristics to analyze the data within the table and see what are the common columns that can be linked. So it has automatically found out it can be linked. Let's see how it has been linked. I click on this one. I maximize it. Between customers and orders, it's a customer ID. And between employees and orders, it is an employee key and employee ID. And between products and orders, it is product ID and product ID. Okay. Whereas this stock is not connected. The reason is that just from the column name itself, we can understand that there is no common column name, neither data may be corresponding to it. So it doesn't know how to link it. So it has left it haywire. For the time being, leave it haywire. So unlinked, we call it unlinked. Okay, so we have 4 tables that are linked. It means that I can make use of the data from these tables and draw the visuals. So you can see the relationship. Example, I just double click on one of them. It says many to one relationship. Okay, and the many is that it is the orders, and the single one is the products. So it means that one product can have many orders. Okay, so that is the one asterisk many relationship. Likewise, here, one employee or one salesperson or one manager can sell many orders. Likewise, one customer can buy many orders. So that is the significance of one is to many. So typically, the relationship should be between one to one or one to many. It should not be many to many. Okay, the relationship. Don't worry about that one. That will be covered in the courses. So for time being, make sure it is a one to many relationship for you to make use of these data in your visuals. If it is many to many, the results may not be correct, will not be correct, not may not be, will not be correct. Okay, so we have connected 4 tables. The 5th table, just ignore it for time being. It is more for our transformation. In order to draw the visuals, it is fundamental, it is basic, you know the data. Only then you can draw meaningful visuals. Otherwise, the visuals that you draw may be gibberish, doesn't make sense to you or to anyone for that matter. Okay, the person who builds the visual as well as who reads the chart must be able to understand the data, underlying data. Otherwise, it will be difficult for him. Okay, so in this case, I know about certain fields that are commonly used, so I am making use of them for ease of understanding. I am just making use of the fields for time being. I'm not going to complicate things for you. Okay, so we have finished off with importing data, editing the relationship. Next one is drawing visuals. Okay. Okay. For drawing the visuals, we have to overwork here. But before that, I need to make one small change to the data. Okay, so what I do is that, as I told you earlier, the data is not editable. I can't edit the data. I can't go in here and modify the data. Example, I can't go and change the address to something else, Mexico to New York or whatever. I can't change it. Okay, it's only read only. So what I do is that I want to add one column to the orders. Okay, I need to have a column called line total. Currently, it has only unit quantity and unit price. It has only quantity and unit price. It doesn't have the line total for each of them. I want to create the visual column. So what I do is that I go and click on new column. Then I say my column name is line total equal to, then I say square brackets. Square brackets will pull out the columns from the current table. I say unit price. Okay, unit price times is asterisk. Then I say quantity. Q. Yeah, I have only one column by quantity with the name quantity. So I have keyed in the formula something like this. I said new column. Then I have keyed in the formula something like this. I am yet to accept it. Take a look at it. Line total equal to unit price times quantity. I click on the tick mark or press the enter key. If it is correct, it will calculate the value and include a column, new column there. If it is correct. Otherwise, it come out with the error exclamation mark. I have to go and fix it. Okay, let's not go into the firefighting mode. So just make sure everything is working correctly so that you understand the flow for the time being. So I already have the line total over here. So what I'll do is that before proceeding, I'll just make sure that I save this file. Otherwise, all my effort of importing, editing the relationship, and adding a column is wasted if I lose when the power goes off or for some reason. So I call this one demo version 3. I already have one version. So I say 0.3, just a name. See here? I say demo for webinar V01 PBIX. This report file is known as PBIX, Power BI report, Power BI report file. Save the file, it's version 3. Now see here at the top, from untitled, it has become demo for webinar V0.3. So now I'm having a report which is named. and I'm now in the canvas. This is where I draw all my visuals. Okay, I can have multiple pages, all those things. So for the time being, I draw a simple visual. The visual is just a table. Table is what? Just list the data. I select a table, I click on it. Then it goes to the canvas. Now I can move around, drag it anywhere I want. So I prefer to put it over here for the time being. Keep it like this. This visual, now it has properties. Can you see the visualization panel? Okay, give me a minute. It has a property called columns. Now I have to add the columns over here. Due to the lag, I'm just minimizing it. So I know that I want country, customers country. Okay, I want to have country. Can you see all the countries being listed over here? Later we'll make it bigger. For time being, you just see it. Argentina, Austria. These are the countries in the database. These are the countries the customer belong to. Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Denmark, all those things. Then for each of these countries, what is the total sales? Now that we have done the line total calculation, I move that one over here, drag it. So now I have two columns listed against a column, country and line total. Now I move the cursor to the left. Can you see for Argentina, it is 416,000. Like this, it goes on like this. So I have drawn a visual by the name table. The table simply lists the columns that have been identified. That's it. I can also include city example. I'm just showing you an example. I just pull the city into here. Then it says Buenos Aires, so much. Okay. Formatting, I'll do it later. For the time being, I leave it as it is as a small font. Austria, Graz, 183,000. Austria, Salzburg, 641,000. So it's just a matter of listing the columns over here, then appropriately does the summation. Okay, so I remove off the city for the time being, leave it like this. Next one, I want to draw a column chart for the same data. So I click on the canvas, then I select a column chart, bring it over here. Again, for simplicity, I select country for ease of understanding. Okay, country and line total. Now, if you see what are the where all I'm moving in against the x-axis for the column chart, against the x-axis, I use country. Then for y-axis, I use a line total. Line total is a number, so I use the y-axis. Can you see here? Line total. So drawing a visual is so simple. You select the visual type, drag the columns into the appropriate fields. That's it. And then it automatically draws it. So basically, you just need to have the model correctly defined, know the data, pull the correct columns into the appropriate fields. As simple as that, drawing visuals. So I have the Germany, 6 million. USA, about, can I move the cursor here? We have the tooltips, 3 million. Like that goes on. Okay. Again, we'll do further formatting on these visuals soon. Now I'll draw a map. I clicked on this canvas. I click on map. There is a map visual. Let me draw the visual for you to see it first, then you can understand better. Okay, map visual. I use the country again, more for ease of understanding. So all these are the countries that are in the database. Now, to make sure the bubble size vary, I pull the line total to the bubble size. So if you see here, I use two columns, country and line total. Country, I moved it over to location, and bubble size, I moved over to line total, I moved it over to the bubble size. So appropriately, Germany. See here, Germany, 6 million. Brazil, 250, 2 million, goes on like this. Then US, 3 million, goes on. The bubble size varies. So now within a fraction of a minute or maybe couple of minutes, because of explanation, I have drawn 3 visuals just like that, just by pulling and pulling a set of columns. Can be any number of columns depending on the type of visual we want to draw. So easy to generate. So only we saw in the overview slide, it is easy to build the visuals based on your experience from example, Excel, or wherever it is, Microsoft skills. Okay. Now we have drawn these 3 visuals. Let's see some formatting. Okay. First formatting is, I want to make sure all the fonts, the default font is bigger. So what I do is that I go into view. In our training, we'll go deeper into all these things, but for time being, I just quickly go there, view, customize current theme, select the text, change the text size to 60. Okay, see here, I change that the current theme's text size to 60. Okay, and then I apply. Now all the text fonts will become bigger. Okay, so I move this one slightly to the right. I make it slightly bigger. Okay. Actually, when you move the visuals, you can see some red color lines. They are the guides. Okay. So if I move it closer, it tells you you're overlapping the visuals appropriately. See, you can see the red color line. So I'm overlapping the line total by country column chart. So it gives me a cue where to position the visuals appropriately. Okay, so I have seen this one. So this is one of the formatting I have done. Then I can change that table style. I am demonstrating all these things to show you how easy is it to learn all these features, and then how quickly you can become productive in making use of these things. So once I select this visual, I have this format your visual. Click on this tab. In this one, I select the style presets. There are style presets. I'll make it bigger, sorry. There are style presets. Maybe I take the alternating rows. Okay, now I show you how it looks like over here. Alternating rows over here. So simple. Okay, table style, I've changed it. Likewise, here I come to the column chart. I want the legend or the data label, not legend. I want the data labels for each of the bar. So what I do is that I simply go in and pick this data label property. I can see it here, but the font is very big. So what I do is that I expand this particular thing. Go back to values. Further down, reduce that. Okay, maybe 10 is sufficient enough. Yeah, it looks nice. Okay, I can change the color, all those things, but leave it like that. We don't want to do further about it. Then I want to do a bit of customization with the title. So what I do is that I go here, general, I go into title, then I select everything is fine. I select the font to a black one, a thick one. Then I select the background color to something over here. No, I select something blue. Okay, then I change the text color to white. Got it? So easy to customize the visual. I can do a lot of customization based on all these properties that are available for customizing for this visual. Okay, as simple as that. Again, learning all these things is quite straightforward. So I have done this customization for this column chart visual. Assuming that any other visual has the properties I have customized, I can simply copy them from this visual to other. How we do it? I select this visual, go to the home tab. There is something called format painter over here. I select the format painter, I minimize it, sorry. There's a lag when I maximize the screen. So format painter, now the brush changes here. You can see the brush. The cursor changes to a brush. I go and apply it here. It applies all the common properties between the two visuals. In this case, the common property was only the title. So the title has been appropriately changed. So again, you customize one of the visual and then you apply the style to other visuals. So easily. Okay. Now we'll have a title to this page. So we'll say insert text box. Here's a text box. So I select this one, make it smaller. bigger. Then I say sales dashboard. Power BI webinar. Okay, I select this one. I make this Comic Sans serif. I make it 20 plus. Let's see. Yeah, it's enough. I make it bold, center. Okay, all those things. And also I make it white color, white font color. Okay, now everything is hidden. Don't worry. I select this text box. Go over here. I go to effect. Then I change the background color to something like this. Okay. Again, so simple to draw the title. Got it? Now I change it to dashboard. Dashboard. Okay. With finer details of practices, you will know how to change all these things. For now, I'm not going to the details of what I'm doing. I just go and double click on it and change the dashboard. Change the page I name to dashboard. So I have done all these things for this page. I save this report. So I have one page containing 3 visuals and 1 text box. Okay. Now I want to create one more page. I copy this particular text box. Okay, I copy this particular, I do a select it, Control C, come back here, paste it here. Then I change it to matrix demo. Then I specify it as matrix. Okay, now I'm going to draw a matrix over here. So I click on the canvas, I select the matrix. All this with experience or with some practices, you know where to look for matrix or table or map, all those things quite easily. Okay, come back here. So in the matrix, again, I use the country, city, and okay, I use the country for the rows. I also for line total, I use it for the values. It's just a table now. No, not line number. Line total, I use the values. Then I use the manager ID against a column. So now for each country and for against each manager, I can find the sales. Just by dragging 3 columns into this visual, I can draw the visual. So straightforward, easy. Again, I can do customization with refer to the styles, style preset. Example, I can say alternate flashing rows. Yeah. Okay, something like this. Okay. Now I can have something called drill down properties. Example, I use a city. Okay, I go to this one. I use city over here. Now, if you see the properties, I have against rows, country, then city. Columns is manager name and values. So in this matrix, I am currently seeing Argentina. I go and click Argentina now, plus sign. I can see the country. Okay. Again, I can do a drill down of all the countries. How? See here, the arrows changes like this. So I can say click on this one, hierarchical arrows. For each country, it lists out all the cities. I can scroll down. Okay, just in case you want to see it. Country, Germany, then Ireland, Italy, all these are cities. I can go back above one level. So now it is back to the countries. Since I have given a hierarchy, country and city in the rows, I can drill down. I can have any number of hierarchic levels. I can drill down appropriately. Okay. So again, drawing a matrix visual becomes much simpler by pulling it out, the columns. Okay. So next one is I want to draw a pie chart. Copy the title so that easy for you to look at it. When you look at the page, you know what is this demo is about, pie demo. Okay, so I click on this canvas, select pie chart. Over here is a pie chart. Make it smaller. Manager. I use the manager now. Instead of country, you would be bored of it. So I use the manager name as the legend. Then I use the total sales, line total against the value. So I got this line chart. I can customize it further by clicking over here, go back here. Then I say slicer, general. Data labels. Okay. Okay. Take a look at the data labels I can have. I can only list the categories, or I can list the data value, percent of total value, category and data value, category and percent total. I list out everything. So I select the last one, all details table. Now everything is listed over here. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll do some tidying up. I remove off the legend. Visual legend, I switch off. Okay, now I have a make it bigger for you to understand. See, I can see the manager name. Then I can see how much was the sales and what percentage of the sales is from the total sales. Okay. Again, I can copy some of the properties. Example, I do a format painting, format painter, come back here, click on this one. See, yeah, comes so easy. Of course, it has picked up the legend also. So I go back once again here. I say legend is off. Got it? So copying and pasting becomes so easy. Okay. Yeah. Then last one in this, we finished off with the, okay, fine. So we have finished up the dashboard, matrix, pie chart. So what I want to do is that I want to copy this pie chart. I select this one, Control C, go back here, make it smaller. I want to create a dashboard eventually when you finish off all these things. Paste it here. Okay, make it smaller. It's okay. Later we can modify it. Okay. So I have placed over here. I'm going to place something else later along the way. So I create a dashboard along the way, bit by bit. Okay. Let's go back to the slide once again to see what all things we have covered so far. So we have covered all these portions. Left side once. We have yet to cover the published report. Now we'll take a look at how to do a transform data. Okay, it's a bit advanced. So what I'll do is that I quickly do a demo. So know that this Power Query data is powerful, and then you can catch up if required later or in part of the training course that you're going to offer. Okay. So how do you invoke the transformation? And again, which data I want to transform? I already have a data called stock, which is unutilized. It looks like a matrix, already looks like a matrix. Only table data is good for drawing visuals. Matrix data is not good for drawing visuals. Sorry. There is a lag. Okay, can you see? Column 1 is something like product size, AA running shoe, all those things. Row 1 is XS, something like all gibberish. Okay. So we'll do some transformation and convert this to a proper table, which we can use for visualization later. Okay. For this one, again, I told you I can't edit this data. We have to make use of the tools only. So what I'll do is that there is something called Power Query Editor. So I click on Transform Data. Click on it. Now it brings me to a new tool called Power Query Editor for this report, Power Query Editor. It has so much of features, it may take even half a day to cover some of them. Okay, tip of the iceberg. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll go straight to what is that I want to do, because we are running out of time. We have only 15 more minutes. Okay, stock. I take the stock. I know I have understood this data. It is like a matrix. Column is on the left, row is on the first row. So what I do is that I want to use the first row as my header. So I select use first row as my header. Now, sort of data is sort of okay, but again, it's not good for drawing visuals. Okay, so I have made use of the use first row as a header. Now I have the column names as the first row. Then I scroll to the right. I have one column called total stock, which is the sum of the data in the row, each of the columns for that row. Okay, I don't want it. I remove it off. I remove it. Okay, so I have removed off this one. So now I have the remaining rows. I select this column, go all the way to the left. I press the shift key and select all these columns. I press the shift key and I clicked on the excess. So all these are this, I call it as a size column for this particular data. I have selected it. Now I want to convert a column to rows. We call it transposing or unpivoting. So I want to convert the columns to rows. Let's see how to do it or how easy it is to do it. I have selected it and right click. There's something called unpivot columns. See here, now it has become a proper table. It has a product size, description, and this column is a size column. I rename it SIZE. Then this column is the quantity column, QTY. Okay, now it has become a proper table. I can roll back all the changes I made so simply. Over here, take a look at it. Applied steps. Very easy. Just do an unpivot and undo, 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 undo. See here, back to the old square. Back to square one. Or I can select this one to make sure it's converted. So I can roll back, roll forward, the applied steps, so easy. So what happens? All these are recorded steps. Next time when you want to refresh the data, you just click on refresh. Automatically these steps are carried out by the Power Query data. That's the beauty of it. Remember we saw in the overview side, it simplifies the automation work. Okay, it automates the work. So I have made these changes, converted the matrix to a table. Now I close this tool, Power Query data. I'm not going to details of what all columns I'm clicking. So just I close and apply. Now the data has become stock like this, only 4 columns, unlike the previous one. If I go back here, still it is not linked. It means that Power BI loading tool option doesn't find any common field to link it up. I know that description and product can be linked up. So I select the description, move it over to the product. This is how I manually link it. So I double click on it. See here. Can you see? Description and product are almost similar in terms of the content. Okay. Again, there is a one-to-many relationship. I told you earlier that always make sure either it's a one-to-one relationship or one-to-many relationship. So in this case, one-to-many is correct. So it's correct. So what we'll do is that we'll try to make use of this data in our report. So I'll create one more tab. So in this one, I say, what do you call transformation tab. So I select this one, data transformation tab. So Control C, paste it here. Data transformation. Okay, I change this to data transformation. Okay, so now I make use of the data. I minimize all these things. I want to maximize the stocks. I draw a matrix. I make it bigger. I use the description against the rows. I use the quantity against value. Quantity against values. Then I use the size against the column. I have all these things. Okay, so now I'm making use of data for this one. Again, I can make use of the formatting. Like I can say style preset. I make it as alternating rows. or I make it simple, contrasting rows. Yeah. Okay, or I make it even simpler. Style preset. I make it minimal because I'm going to make some more changes. There are certain features which you can customize. Example, instead of showing only 511, I can show as what you call cell elements. I can enable data bars. So I can see how much was the progress, which is the big longest one, 8118, 770. This is smaller, 112 compared with 770. I can see like this. I can also enable icons. So it calculates the whole of these things and find out which one is 33%, 66%, 90%, and can show icons over there. All those things becomes much easier. Customizing the form, formatting the visuals. There are various properties you can make use of. Just to demonstrate what all things you can do, I'm just showing some of them. Okay, so this is one of the transformation. Okay. Next, before we finish off, I do a DAX function. Okay, that was one of the thing in our slide. DAX. Come back here, DAX demo, data analysis. Okay, again, for a reference, I use a table first. For the reference data, I use a table. See here, all these things become easier if you understand the data. If you don't understand the data, all these are very difficult. Okay, so if you understand the data, what is the columns you're going to make use of, all those things becomes much easier. So now I pull out the date from the orders, order date, move it over here. Then I use the line total, again, same thing. Then the order date is a hierarchy. You can see the hierarchy here, year, quarter, month, and day. I remove off day. I remove off month for time being. Okay. Oh, instead of this one, what I'll do is that I'll make use of a matrix. Just converting this table to a matrix is so simple. Select the visual, select the matrix. I already have it here. So I can drill down to see the quarters. Okay, so I can drill down to see the quarters by pressing the hierarchic arrow. So I have drawn one visual, but I want to make use, I want to demo you with a DAX formula. So I want to create a new DAX formula called quarter to date total. I want to create a DAX formula called quarter to date total. So I right click on it. I say new quick measure. Then I use a drop down key. Scroll down. Quarter to date total. Then I select the orders. I select the order date. I move it over to the date value. Then what is that I want to total? Line total and move it over here. So basically, using a dialog box, I select the required columns for calculating the quarter to date total like this. Okay. So I click on it. Yes, it has created a DAX formula, line total quantity to quarter to date. But look at the formula at the top left corner. It is not complex. You have to know the DAX expressions. Okay, there's an if expression, is filter expression, error expression, all those things. So it has using all those things and has come out with the formula. In order to type it down manually for ordinary users or even for admin users, is very difficult. So only we make use of the quick measures to create all such things. If you want to create complex formula our own, then we have to understand the syntaxes and then build it. Okay, so we have made use of quarter to date. I'm not going to make the year to date. I just make use of one of them. So once again, I create a table here. Then I use the order date for this one. Okay, remove off the quarter and month. Now, instead of using the line total, okay, I can use the line total also. I use the line total here. Also, I use the line total quarter to date. See whether it makes sense. I think it's big enough to look at it, isn't it? For 2014, quarter 4, what is the total? 25996 over here. 25996 quarter. 2015, what is the value for quarter 1? 76,000. Here, quarter 2, 179. Correct. Then quarter date, like this, it comes out. Cleanly, it comes out with the totals automatically. So I would do one thing instead of, yeah, quarter date is fine. This is fine. Keep it like this. So it becomes easier to create complex formulas using DAX expression and then make use of them in our visuals. So this is how you make use of DAX formulas visuals. Okay. Okay, one last thing. You go back here. All these visuals currently we have drawn. Make use of the full data. Whatever data is there in the database for that particular table, 20,000 table, it has made use of it. What if I want to filter it out? There are various methods. What if I want to filter only for Germany? I can go and click on one of the bar. Now everything gets filtered out. Okay, we call this cross filtering, but don't worry about the naming convention, all those things. Becomes much easier. So what is the purpose of this one? If you provide this report to your end user, they don't need to come back to you to regenerate it for Germany or USA. They can generate it. You give them you empower them to visualize the data in the way they want it. You empower them to use the data the way they want it within the confines of the framework you have built in. In addition to this, we can also have slicers. Here's a slicer. I go and click on the canvas, click on the slicer. I make it smaller. I use example. One of them is a date slicer. I draw it here. Now, whatever values I see over here are corresponding to the dates between 2014 and December 11, 2016, like this. So it becomes easier. I need not have only one slicer. I can have multiple slices, any number of slices for different columns, all those things. As long as they are related to these 4 tables or 5 tables for that matter, then it's absolutely okay. So we have finished off with all the capabilities except the last one, publish the report. Is that right? We have finished off except the mobile layout. Okay, mobile layout, maybe I quickly, yeah, we have another 10 minutes. I do a mobile layout for this one. So when I do a mobile, I save this file first. Sorry, I save this file. View, mobile layout. Got it. Now it becomes a blank canvas. And all my visuals have gone to the left side. I can drag them here. And appropriately, which in whichever order I want, I can move it, make use of. Okay, in this case, if I use only these two are visible in the mobile layout. Okay, so I leave it like that. So moving out back to the normal layout, just click here. That's all. So when a person sees in the desktop, he sees this fully. When he sees in the mobile, he sees only the 2 example. Okay, those 2 visuals. That's it. Okay. Now we have finished off the whole thing. It's not enough. We have done this report and saved it. No point, because whatever we are seeing it is only for us. It is localized, confined to the desktop. We want to publish this one in the Power BI portal. Again, I have already logged into the Power BI portal using the training ID 01. So all these things I have done a pre-setup. So you won't be able to do straight away. I have already done a pre-setup. So now I go and publish it. Select it. No, I forgot to show the Q&A, sorry. Yeah, I can show you the Q&A also. Okay, so I published it. I click on this one. Again, I have logged into the Power BI desktop, Power BI service earlier, and I'm seeing the report. Otherwise, you won't be able to see the report there. You have to log into the user first for the permission you are granted. So whatever I publish, it can be seen over here. I can share it either as a PDF file or a PowerPoint file, or I can generate a QR code, or I copy a link, share it as an email under Teams, PowerPoint, all those things I can do it. So I can generate a QR code, and if you have the user ID and login, you can scan it using the mobile Microsoft Power BI mobile application. Okay, so we have seen one complete cycle. Okay, got it. Now we'll I have forgotten, but one of the important key feature, which you may be interested. All these things, we should know how to draw the visual. What if we don't know how to draw the visuals? What if some of the end users don't know how to draw the visual? They use the Q&A feature. Of course, they should know the data first. They use the Q&A feature to make use of it. It goes and analyzes the data, comes out with bullet points, what all reports you can generate on the fly. Here are some of things. What is the total, what is the line total quantity, quantity by day country? I clicked on it. It is calculating, comes out with the session. Okay, it can't find it. Okay, so I cancel it off. No answer. Show all sessions. Total employees work hours. Yeah, it gives up all those things. So like this, I can also type the question. I can say that line total by country. By chart. That's it. So elegant and so simple to see the visuals. So once you are given the power to the end user and you are given some basic training to them, it's quite straightforward for them to make use of it. So coming back to the slide, anything I have left out? Yeah, go back to the slide. Demo. So we have seen the Power Query data to transform the data. We also did a data analysis expression demo. Okay, and also we have seen the AI capabilities, which is the Q&A, and also there's an insight, which we'll see it later. Okay, and also the Power BI portal where you publish the data into it. Okay, so these are the first. Okay, some references. You get a good idea about Power BI using from this link. You can also download software from this link, and sample data worthwhile to know if you are interested to learn from here. Very good references. They have quite extensive industry device sample reports, sales and returns, artificial intelligence sample, all those things. Okay, different scenarios and things. Example, sales and samples return. I can, if you are interested, you can download a PBX file. You can go here, download a PBX file. If you are interested to know the data, you can click on the Excel workbook file. Okay, and you can download them from here, one of the links. Okay, data source here. This is a PBX, local SharePoint portal, Excel sample. Oh, sorry, it's from here. Okay, go to the GitHub, download the data, appropriate data from the GitHub file. Okay, so then make use of it and see it. Example is I already downloaded sales and marketing PBX report file. I open it up. It's loading. It has so many columns. They already have built in quite a lot of reports. Here you can see the reports over here. And this is a model for the particular sales and marketing sample. They have about 6 or 7 records connected, interconnected, all those things. So if you are interested, you can find out the data sample for your industry of expertise and then make use of them to understand it better. Okay, I have not saved it, so I minimize that. Okay, so if you are interested to learn further, in addition to these resources, you can also take a screenshot. This particular slide, as well as the PBX file which I use for the demo, is in this link. So if you want, download it and make use of it. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much. And maybe I will answer the questions from now on. Okay. Okay, take a screenshot if you are interested to download the appropriate documents.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much, Ravi,
Yes, Edmund.
for the demonstration of Power BI and how you can actually do up the data visualization with Power BI. We truly see the wonderful usage of having Power BI as a workflow for your data analytics. For now, we will go into the Q&A session. Ravi, we have a lot of interesting questions for our participants. We have left the best for you, lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully, of course, we have also on our chat group. So maybe you want to take a few questions. Yeah.
Maybe I'd go bottom up. It'll be easier so that I know.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Basically, what happens is that I'm answering Mohammad's question. Hi, Edmund. Why do I see on the screen that the Power BI version is a trial version with 20 days left? Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so basically what happens is that you need to log into the Power BI portal service to publish a report. For that, LearningHub has a trial version. Whereas your desktop, the one you downloaded, is free version. You can continue developing it, you making use of it for your own personal use, any number of days, no restriction. Okay, that's it. I hope it has answered the question. So desktop version is free. Whereas we have to publish it, you should have a proper license. In our case, as a corporate, we have signed up for a trial version and it's valid for 20 days currently. That's it. Okay, could we also have a record? Yeah, I think Edmund would have answered the question. What are the beginning advanced courses? Yeah, I think that also Jesse and Edmund would have answered on the courses. Yes, I will answer the technical questions. How is the echo? There is echo in the background of the speaker. Okay, maybe it's my mic or Edmund, was it the problem earlier during our conversation?
No, there isn't a problem.
Okay, then it's fine. Yeah.
Ravi, would you want to answer those open questions?
Yeah, where is it? I'm looking. So I'm sorry, I went bottom up.
You went to the answered questions.
Answered. Sorry.
Go to the open questions.
Open questions. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, I go from the top up. Okay, Bashir Ahmad. This is also known as relational database, like we see in our bank. The data can come from Excel, relational, unstructured, big data, anything, 500 plus sources. Okay, not just confined to relational database. Okay, eventually you can link it up. Okay, correct. For the time being, we have demonstrated the relational model. Okay, you can make use of them. Correct. It need not be relational. It can be unstructured data also. You can make use of. I have not shown you the custom visuals where you can make use of unstructured data to draw word cloud, all those things. Okay, so it can also generate reports from unstructured data as well as from big data. So I answer the question as unstructured, big data, etc. Possible. Okay, send. That's right. Could you please share the link? Yeah, okay. So I'll copy the data also over there. But basically, you don't need to worry. If you download a PBX file, it's already there. The PBX file already contains demo PBIX, already contains the data. Again, I can copy it later. I'll copy the Excel file also, no worries. I'll do it. Okay. So if my Excel has different tabs of weekly information. Okay, very good question. If you have different tabs of, basically, either you have to use VBA macro to combine it, or else you can have individual Excel spreadsheets, put it in a folder and import it. Is it okay? So basically, if my Excel has different types of weekly information, yes, you can import it. If you want to import it as one sheet, use macro first, combine it into one spreadsheet and then use it. Else, you download it as individual files and then upload it. Okay, so basically, use VBA to consolidate, we call it consolidation, or create individual XLS files and upload as folder. Upload as folder. Okay, so that is the answer to Lin Yu. Yeah, you can. Trainer mentioned data source cannot be up. Yes. Okay. What if data was refreshed and requires change? Okay. And import data source again in Excel chart get refreshed whenever data is updated. When people use okay. Okay. So basically, what happens that for our Power BI desktop, there is a feature called refresh. There is a button called refresh. When I click on the refresh, it will go and pick up the updated file, apply any transformation it has gone through earlier, and then repopulate it. Okay, so basically, you need to click refresh. Under Power BI desktop, click refresh button to refresh the data. Okay, so no issues. What is the difference use of one-to-one? Okay, this is a slightly advanced topic, the one-to-one, one-to-many relationship. You have to understand basic database schema modeling, all those things. For that, we'll refer it to a particular class or whatever it is. Okay, so it's related to the data modeling expertise or skills. Okay, and can be covered in the class. Okay, that's fine. Looks like Power BI simply GUI for SQL. GUI for SQL is the right termings. Not SQL. SQL is much more powerful. Okay, it's not a GUI, it's a visualization tool, and it is much powerful than the Excel. If you have used Excel charting, all those things, it's much powerful over here. Okay, so it's basically not a GUI for SQL, not really.
Ravi, there's one question from the chat box from Sally. Sally is asking whether the Power BI course will teach data modeling for financial modeling topics.
Okay, what happens is that depends on the course. The standard courses we are covering, we use the sales data and then ask them to investigate this data, come out with the modeling, all those things. So basically, we confine to a particular model. In this case, for our fundamental course, we make use of the sales data table. Okay, so not specific to anything, but after you attend the class or after your session, you should be good enough to understand how to model it.
All right. Yeah. Ravi, before we continue the Q&A session, allow me to flash the QR codes so that the participants can actually see the QR codes and can ask more questions.
Okay, meanwhile, I keep answering the questions.
Yes,
okay.
That's right. All right. Okay. Okay. This is the QR codes I'm sharing. I hope that you can see the QR codes. Okay, these are the courses that we have on. Okay, there are 3 QR codes in total. Okay, you can actually screenshot this slide for you, so you can use a mobile phone to scan. Okay, the QR codes. Okay, the left side is the course that we're going to promote at NTUC LearningHub. That's the analyzing and visualization data with Power BI. All right, it's a 3 days course. You can actually learn more about what Ravi has shown you. You can do a lot of things like modeling decks and many other fun stuff. Okay, and our course inquiry, if you need more courses and information, the center QR code, you can actually scan them. You can leave your contact details. If you need the video link for today's YouTube, our course consultants will actually provide you the link. You just leave your contact details with them. Just fill in the form. That's fine. If you don't want the filling of the form side, okay, the extreme right QR code you can actually scan. Okay, you bring it to a WhatsApp a conversation. You can actually find out more about the courses that we have at LHub, whether is it the fundamentals of Power BI or the course that we have on the extreme left, the QR code for the more intermediate to advanced Power BI course. All right, we'll inform you whether our course consultants advise you on the type of different courses that's available. All right. Okay, I'm going to leave the slide open and over to you, Ravi. Let's continue our Q&A session.
Okay, I'm typing the answers for the questions. Okay. Okay, that's done. What is which is easier to use, BI or Tableau? Okay, BI is more user friendly. Okay, so simple. Just you have seen the demo. BI is user friendly, more user friendly. Okay, yeah, of course, less expensive also. I don't want to mention that one. I'll say BI is more user friendly. Simply confined to our scope. Okay, BI is more user friendly. Could you send a link here, please? Okay, that is, I think Edmund will take care of. I mean, I already shared the link. Okay, so it should be straightforward. Okay, can we clean data with Power Query, but create VR with the blue? Yes and no. You can clean the data, but after you clean the data, it's still in the PBI only. So once you clean the data is in the Power BI only. Data is in Power BI, unless in Power BI. So use Power BI for reporting. So use Power BI for reporting. Don't mix it up. Tableau will also have its ETL tool. We call it ETL tool. Okay, could you send the link? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, can the trainer please screenshot the screen? So the end of the Okay, I am keen to attend the next. Okay, that is taken care of. That's why simply GUI for SQL. Okay, as I mentioned, it is not a GUI for SQL. SQL is much powerful when it comes to analyzing the structured data, whereas this tool is more for visualizing. Okay, I think I've answered all the open questions, Edmund.
Okay.
Is there anything? Just let me know.
Sure. Okay, so actually NTUC LearningHub, we are actually promoting a bundle of Power BI course. Okay, so if you want to start learning from Excel to proceed to Power BI, we do have data analysis using Excel. For those people who want to beef up their knowledge in Excel, we do have a bundle, and then you can proceed from Excel to fundamentals of Power BI, then to the intermediate and advanced version of the course, that's the analyzing and visualizing data with Power BI. And if you enjoyed today's session, you can actually find out more on the course. Our course consultants are friendly. They will get back to you with all of the questions and needs what you want. Yeah, so I think Ravi, that's all we have the time for today, and we want to thank you so much all our participants for coming to our webinar at NTUC LearningHub. Okay, so we want to thank you for taking the time. I'm sure you have taken home back what you have learned from our trainer, Mr. Ravi, about how to use Power BI, doing data visualizing using data analytics using Microsoft Power BI. We hope that this webinar session will increase your curiosity in wanting to learn more about data analytics using Power BI, and to know that using Power BI can actually do so much more. As what Ravi has demonstrated, the ease of use of using all these data visualizing tool. Yeah. All right. So at NTUC LearningHub, we want to thank you all the participants and for coming down this afternoon for your precious time. We want to wish you a wonderful day ahead. Okay, I see you. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.